Game Master Player here with another Dungeon Master vlog. And, okay, so I've been looking at some of the rules and some of the issues that I have with my setting as a whole, and I wanted to basically point out that in my setting, I don't want to focus as much on gold as I want to focus on things. So I decided to take the treasure tables, and first I always have the player characters roll for the treasures, because I think that's important, that they deserve to, determine their own fate. And I'm going to basically have them have an option. I don't know if I'm going to have an option, but just do it anyway, is to convert every 10 gold pieces into another percentage point on the treasure chart. So it basically prevents them from getting nothing treasure-wise and getting something, but gets them closer to magical items and things like that. Because I kind of want the game to speed up a little bit on that, and I've got I want to boost them up early. I don't think I'm going to do it yet. I think my next step up, I'll do that. My next step up, I'll add some converting. But the idea basically is if I can get everybody to get some better items, get some better gear. At first, that's the idea for them to have the gold that they get, is because some players need some better armor, some players need some better weapons and things like that. I kind of want to help them out with that, and and see where they're going to spend their money. If they're going to buy equipment, if they're actually going to buy their own horse and cart and stuff like that. Because right now they're borrowing one, and if they're going to invest in their own, that would be awesome. So now if I know if any players have been watching this, they're going to come up with that suggestion. So, so I got that I got to work on, but that's something I'm definitely going to change. And then back a long time ago, when Diablo 2 came out, the video game, they also had an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition Diablo book, as well as a 3.0 Diablo 2 book set. And in there has a very unique chart for coming up with magical items. And because Diablo and Diablo 3, or Diablo 2, Diablo 3, all of them have this wonderful, crazy, I've got, this, like, go back to some of the original Diablo stuff, I've got this, sharp sword, and sharp adds, like, plus the damage. I've got this, knight's sword, which is plus the damage and plus the hit, for example. And it just goes and goes and goes. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to implement any of that yet, if at all, but those charts are really, really nice. And I kind of wish they were more comprehensive for the game. Don't get me wrong, plus one weapon's nice. It's just when you can add more personality, and they all have a particular. Every word has a particular meaning. So, like, if you had a ring of the whale, it added the most hit points because the whale was the largest creature for it. As an example. So, you had like squires, knights, all the way up to kings, like a king's sword or king's axe. It gave the best damage, the best base to damage and to hit at the same time. And you had different things that give you resistances to different damage, and I kind of want to add that in a little bit to make things a little more interesting. And I'm also a little bit upset about the fact that, now I might have missed this, but 5th edition doesn't have anything like Masterwork. So, I want to be able to have quality weapons, quality items that are well balanced, adds plus one to hit, or serrated or whatever, adds plus one to damage. Little things like that. Something that gives it more flavor, so people can kind of tweak their stuff a little bit more. And that's kind of what I want to go for. I want to have some more things similar to that. So I got to look into that. 5th edition rules. It's the only issue I have with 5th edition rules, which is oddly enough an issue I appreciate too, is that with all the items and stuff, they're have a different protections, like you get a +1 to save versus necrotic damage, or you get a +1 resistance to necrotic damage, or you get a +2 save versus charms, or evocation, something like that. Pick a school, or type of like cold damage. You get a +2 save versus cold damage, and you get a +1 bonus to fire damage. As an example, for your spells or whatever. And that's the kind of stuff I want to start throwing in. I want to throw in things that are much more unique, much more granular. That's a good term. Much more granular as far as bonuses and abilities and things like that, because I think that would give more flavor to the game, and then people, will go out of their way to have this cool, awesome, extra item that they can't get otherwise, because it's not in the book. There is no cost value for it, and I think that's a great idea, and that's something I've always done in the past. I just haven't done it with Dungeons and Dragons yet. So I always like to add magical items to add flavor to the game, because that's the biggest part of the game, is adding flavor, adding extra to it. So, and I want to add extra to it. So that's my goal, and I think I'm going to stick to that goal by again having some different things, like again you get the plus save versus necromancy, or plus versus necrotic damage, or fire damage, just not a lot. Like I said, you got a sword that gives you a +1 fire damage. It's not a complete flaming sword necessarily. It's just a hot sword or a cold sword. Where it slowly uses a little bit of acid and adds acid damage. Not a lot, but maybe a +1 or +2 or +D4. And you start using a lot of the dice. And work with things like that. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. Now that the players are out and about, they took on some bandits on their way to the port town, and boy did they just tore them up. It was pretty bad. Some things were pretty bad, but yeah, the players did some really big damage. It was really impressive. Fact that they were turning it around, because they were the target of the ambush, and they were outnumbered, and crossbows, the whole thing was involved. They did a really good job using good spells, using good skill combinations, or efficiency combinations, where some people can do this, some people can do that, some people can run faster, some people can't, little things like that. It all worked out well together. So and then next time I'm gonna story add something not super difficult necessarily, but something complicated. But it's going to be story based as well. So it's going to be not just not just I want to do I don't want to have just people. I can't think of my right words this morning. I don't know why. I need more caffeine. I'll do that first. Hold on. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. Okay, now we're rolling a little bit more. Okay, no, I need to add more story pieces, so it's going to give them something to do, something to earn experience, something to earn some treasure, and add some more story elements, and change up. Like, I'm going to add a magical item that is going to be a one-shot item. That's not a scroll. That's not your potion. That's not, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to start doing some unique flavor and see how the players react and what they do, and if it hopefully gives them some ideas that maybe I could get a one-shot item or a ritualistic thing, or whatever it might be, to do X, Y, or Z, or A, B, and C, or TGIF. I don't know. And that's kind of the focus I want to do. I want to focus on some of that stuff, because most of the players, most people play games because they want to see, growth. And level-based games, the fastest way to see growth is to get stuff. And it doesn't have to be, all DMs need to do, all GMs in general, all game masters need to do, is you need to add a personal flair to your game, and that's very important. So I add personal flair by, depending on the game, by items, and they're not even, again, they're not super items, they're just, useful or cool. So, and not to get too much off on a tangent, but when I run Star Wars games, which I haven't run in a while, I'm kind of chomping at the bit for that, but when I run Star Wars games, I do things like, here's your ship, here's the deck plan of the ship, here's some of the gear, and these are all handouts. I give them all these handouts so people know exactly what they have. It's all tangible. Here's your droid that you have, and it's not a stock droid. There's some quirks, and I don't want people to buy I just go out and buy some random droid, like brand new from the shop. No, I'm gonna buy something used that's gonna maybe have some personality quirks or some different programming, whatever it might be.
In 3.9 miles.
I might get it cheaper.
Exit to Indiana 15. Goshen, Warsaw.
And that's the kind of stuff I want to focus on. I want to focus on, character items, things that provide character. So, and then the players remember this. They remember their unique items, their unique things that have happened or will happen. Like when they get something like, I can't wait to use this. I can't wait to use this. Even though it's only one shot, I can't wait to use it. And they're like, I don't want to use it. I only have one shot. So, and they just hang on to it, like, I gotta use it. I'm a big proponent to, if I need the players to go get somewhere and they need a boat, they're gonna get a boat. If they need a horse, they're gonna get a horse. If they need a cart, they're gonna get a cart. If they need a sword, they're gonna get a sword. If they need a blunt weapon, they're gonna get a blunt weapon. If they need something, I'm gonna provide it for them in one form or another. Because, again, part of me as a storyteller is I want them to succeed. So I have to make sure that they have the tools available to them for my game. Now, I throw a few red herrings in there, too, obviously, as far as items and thoughts. But really the idea is that, if short of basic treasure and just loot in general, if you find something in a game that I have given a description for, or if it's a handout, it's either because it's really cool and I expect you to keep it for a long time, or it's a plot element. So, one way or the other, it's, that's what I do. So, hopefully, I've got a few items I gotta find some pictures for that's coming up. So, next game, when the players come to Port Town, I am gonna have them find a pirate ship. I'm not sure exactly the specifics of the pirate ship. I think I kind of want to make it close to the shore, maybe, so it might be a pirate cove that they have to go to, or it could be something like that, maybe like a pirate cove or something similar. And there's a good pirate ship, and one of the things that they're going to have to deal with is that the pirates are going to be dead, so they're going to be zombies. Be converted into zombies.
In 1 mile.
Stuff like that.
Exit right to Indiana 15, Goshen, Warsaw.
The exact stuff, but I need them to get a little extra cash, and so they can buy some items that they want to have. Again, so they feel like they're getting what they want, what they need, and hopefully they can upgrade some of their gear, because some players have some low armor. I've got my Warlock has really low strength, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to set him up so he can get some, he's got axes and he uses a short bow right now, and I want him to make sure he gets some gold pieces, even though he wants a spyglass, which is very expensive. It's like 2,000 gold pieces. I want to make sure he gets enough so he can get something like a longbow, or something like a maybe I'll have somebody drop a short sword or something, because he's got a decent dexterity but a really bad strength, so he doesn't get any damage bonus, any to hit bonus, unless the weapon has finesse. So, and I was looking through that, and I'd like to give him something that has finesse, just so he feels like he's more useful in combat, and he will be. He'll be a lot more useful in combat, so it'll make him happier, a lot happier. So we'll take it from there. We'll see what we can do. And you know, but that, again, that's some custom things to try to make my players fit in, feel like they at least, not that they fit in better, because I can't say that, because they all fit in fantastic. Even if they don't think they do, they really do. They fit in very well to my story, and my story's been working around them, so I can actually have a decent, a decent story arc. I have to make my story fit around them, so they have interlocking places in the story, and then that story can move and shift as the players change and shift their character concepts, their personalities, their characters show growth. So, but yeah. Anyway, so far the players were successful. They're heading to the port town. They're gonna have this other piece, which is gonna lead to the piece after that, where they're gonna go find a kind of a goblin outpost, and they're gonna work on taking that out and taking it from there. So, and then because they're going on the quest to defeat the goblins, kind of a thing. So, if I get to introduce a few other possible baddies and some other story elements, and I'll let you guys all know about it when I find it, guys. Let all of you know about it when I get it all figured out and pieced together. So it was kind of a haphazard vlog here today, but you know, now I gotta work on items. That's the biggest thing, is items. So you know, like I said, I already feel like I'm gonna give the warlock, who is partially thinking this is like World of Warcraft, I'm gonna give him something that's gonna summon the creature that can help him in a fight, and you know, I hope that'll help him have a better feel for his character. So, and then he can use it periodically.
Exit right to Indiana 15, Goshen,
anyway,
Warsaw.
I gotta get out of here. I'm hitting my exit, so it's gonna be stop vlogging time and start driving serious time. So thank you very much. I'll see everybody next video.